You know what's funny? We live in a world where people will drop 5 grand on a watch just to prove they made it. Meanwhile, there's this whole category of watches selling for under $200 that literally nobody talks about. And here's the kicker. These watches will still be running when those luxury pieces are sitting in a service center for the 3rd time this year. I'm not saying expensive watches are bad, but somewhere along the way, we confused price with performance, and that's exactly where the opportunity is. See, while everyone's chasing logos and Instagram flex, there are 3 watches that deliver something way more valuable than status. They deliver reliability. Day in, day out. No drama, no excuses. These aren't the watches your favorite influencer will ever promote. There's no hype, no wait list, no limited edition nonsense. Just pure function. And that's precisely why smart people, people who actually need a watch to work, not just look good, keep coming back to them. In this video, we're breaking down 3 watches that most people walk right past. But once you understand what makes them special, you might never look at cheap watches the same way again. Let's get into it. Here's what happens. You go online, you see watch content, and it's all the same story. Rolex this, Omega that, limited edition everything. The algorithm feeds you luxury, so you start thinking that's the only game worth playing. But here's what they don't tell you. Most of those watches spend more time being babied than being worn. Don't get me wrong. I respect craftsmanship, but when a watch becomes too precious to actually use, that's when you've lost the plot. A watch should be a tool first, a statement second. And cheap watches, they understand this better than anyone. The watches we're about to cover all share 3 things. They're built with movements that have proven themselves over decades. They use simple, repairable designs that don't need a specialist to fix. And they cost so little that you won't cry when life happens to them. Because life will happen. That's the point of wearing a watch. All right, let's talk about the first one. If you know, you know. The Casio F91W costs about $12. Looks like something from a 1990s high school locker. And it's been running nonstop since 1989. Here's the thing about this watch. It's so cheap. It's basically disposable. Except nobody's disposing of them. People wear these for 10, 15, 20 years. And they run on a single battery for 7 years. 7. Most people don't keep relationships that long, but this watch keeps going. There's a reason Special Forces operators, engineers, and medical professionals wear these. It's not about the look. It's about knowing that when you glance down at your wrist, the time will be there. No adjustments, no winding, no syncing, just time, pure and simple. The module inside is bulletproof, water-resistant enough for daily life. And if something does go wrong, the entire watch costs less than a service fee on a luxury piece. You literally just buy another one. But here's the twist. You probably won't need to. People dismiss it because it doesn't have prestige. But prestige doesn't mean much when you're working with your hands, traveling through multiple time zones, or just need something that won't quit on you during a normal Tuesday. This watch has outlived trends, outlived companies, outlived entire fashion eras, and it's still here, still ticking, still $12. But wait, there's something even more interesting about the second watch. Now we're getting into weird territory. The Vostok Amphibia. Russian-made, Cold War designed, and built to survive conditions that would destroy most modern watches. And you can grab one for around $80. This watch was created for Soviet military divers. Not as a fashion piece, not for collectors. For actual underwater combat situations. The design is bizarre. It uses water pressure to make the seal tighter the deeper you go. Most watches fight water. This one works with it. The case is chunky, the crystal is slightly domed, and the whole thing looks like it was assembled in a garage. Because kind of was. These are still made in the same factory in Russia, using machinery from the 1960s. And somehow, that's part of the appeal. See, modern watches are built for precision and profit margins. The Amphibia was built for one thing, to keep working when everything else failed. There's no fancy marketing, no limited drops, just a watch that does exactly what it was designed to do. Owners report decades of use with minimal issues. The automatic movement inside is about as basic as it gets, which means there's less to break. You can service it yourself with basic tools if you really wanted to. And the parts? Still available, still cheap, still functional. It's not trying to be pretty. It's trying to be practical. And in a world obsessed with aesthetics over function, that's actually refreshing. Plus, there's something cool about wearing a piece of actual history that costs less than dinner for two. But the third watch? This one's the real sleeper. If the first two watches were about pure function, the Seiko 5 SNK 809 is where function meets just enough style to be dangerous. This is a field watch. Automatic movement. Costs around $90. And it punches so far above its weight, it's almost unfair. Seiko's been making the 5 line since 1963. The name comes from 5 key features: automatic winding, day-date display, water resistance, recessed crown, and a durable case. These aren't luxury features, they're practical ones, and they work. The SNK 809 uses the 7S26 movement, one of the most reliable automatic movements ever mass-produced. It's not fancy, it's not decorated, but it's been tested in millions of watches over decades, and it just keeps working. No batteries, no electronics, just mechanical energy from your wrist movement. Here's what makes this watch special. It looks good enough to wear to work, but tough enough to wear everywhere else. The canvas strap feels military-inspired. The 37mm case fits any wrist, and the simple dial is easy to read at a glance, which is literally the point of a watch. People spend thousands trying to find the perfect daily watch. This is it, for $90. It's not trying to impress anyone. It's trying to tell you the time. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what a watch should do. Look, I get it. Watches have become about more than telling time. They're about identity, status, investment even. But somewhere in all that noise, we forgot that watches can just be watches. These 3 pieces, the Casio F91W, the Vostok Amphibia, the Seiko 5 SNK 809, they represent something bigger. They prove that good design doesn't need a luxury price tag, that reliability comes from simplicity, not complexity, that the best tool is the one you'll actually use. You know what happens when you wear a watch that costs $12, $80, or $90? You actually wear it. You don't worry. You don't baby it. You just live your life and the watch comes along for the ride. That's freedom. That's the whole point. These watches won't make you rich. They won't appreciate in value. They won't get you into exclusive clubs, but they'll do something better. They'll just work every single day without asking for anything in return. So maybe it's time to stop chasing hype and start asking what you actually need from a watch. Because these 3, they've already figured it out, and they've been waiting for you to notice. If you found this valuable, hit that subscribe button. There's a whole world of overlooked quality out there, and we're just getting started. Drop a comment if you own any of these. I want to hear your stories. Until next time, keep it real, keep it simple, and keep showing up.